You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Over and over again.
はい、聞こえてるんでしょうか。こんにちは。みなんとろです。
There's
今
no
日
need to
は、
exchange pleasantries.
待ちに待っ
It's
た
rather pathetic to force a
待ちに
conversation
待った回
just
答
to
をやろうと思い
occupy
ます。
silence.
待ちになんか意外と回答さえ余裕こいてたらもうすぐ終わりそう。てか意外と回答さえ余裕こいてたらちょっと急いでもうすぐ終わりそう。てか意外と回答さえ余裕こいてたらどうも今日は回答さえをすぐ終わりそう。てか意外とちょっと待って。やばい YouTube の配信毎回久しぶりだからはいやばい YouTube の配信ちょっと英語でやろうかな。なんか音楽があるっていう噂が YouTube の配信英語でやろう。みんな日本語聞いてるから音楽があるっていう噂が YouTube の英語にします。英語でやろう。みんなちょっと足の暖房が足の暖房ついてない。ちょっと足の暖房がゲームやってたらたまる。足の暖房ついてない。ちょっと足の暖房がゲームやってたらたまる。声だけ。足の暖房ついてない。なんかダブってるダブってる。声だけ？声だけ？ちょっと待って。原神の音が聞こえてないってこと？大丈夫そう？治った。よし。あざーす。確認あざーす。これリーウェの話だからリーウェに行かなきゃいけないんだ。なんかちょっとだけ始まっちゃったんだよね。リーウェにカードバトルしに行ったらなんか勝利先生話し始めちゃってちょっと前半ないです。タケノコを狩りに行けという指令を勝利先生から受け取ってそれに行かなきゃ。なんか美味しいタケノコあるらしい。これかな？いやどれだっけ？これか。ちょっとやってない。途中の任務多すぎ。はい。いや、今日めちゃめちゃ寒かった。
Bamboo shoot,
Oh, yeah.
bamboo shoot, nascent bamboo shoot. Oh, this one's only just
チク
sprouting,
しま
and
す。
it looks super fresh. Paimon thinks this is the one.
懐かしいね。タケノコここで買ったことある。
They should be enough. Let's head back.
Help! Help!
どこ？
Did you hear that? Someone's calling for help. It's coming from
あ、なんかい
over
る。
there.
男の声じゃなかった今。
Are you okay? Did any water go down the wrong pipe?
ああ、ヨーヨーが助けてんのね。
I think I'm okay now. Thank you so much.
That was
このまま
scary. Well, at least you're all right. All thanks to your savior here. Oh, a little girl? Greetings, everyone. My name is Yao Yao. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
幼女にしては礼儀正しい。
My name's Paimon, and this is the traveler.
こんにちは。どこ見てんねん。
I'm Dvorak, a musician from Fontaine. I came through Stone Gate intending to head towards Liyue Harbor, But then I became captivated by the beautiful scenery, and before long, I was completely lost. Just now, I was so mesmerized by the waterfall that I slipped and fell into the water. If it weren't for Miss Yao Yao's help, I shudder to think what might have happened.
It's alright,
Yo,
Mr.
Joe-chan.
Dvorak. The splashing around the bottom of the waterfall means the stone path is
Dvorak.
always wet and slippy. You definitely have to be careful. Next time you're exploring an unfamiliar environment, try to focus on what's right in front of you. Don't let your mind wander. As long as you watch your step, accidents like this won't happen anymore.
かっけえ名前だよね。
Yes, ma'am. I understand. I'll remember
なんか
to be more
クラシッ
careful
クっ
next
ぽい。
time.
やっぱフォンテーヌはクラシック音楽が
Are
BGM
you
なのかな
hungry, sir?
いかにもみたいな感じの。
Oh, I'll be fine.
Please, sir, it's quite alright. I was born and raised here in Liyue. It's only natural for me to extend my hospitality to any guests who are passing through. I expect you
AI
still
みたいな
have quite
話
a
やな。
long journey ahead of you. It's very important to keep your energy levels up. I still have some lotus flower crisps left in my backpack. Why don't we split them between the four of us? Ah, what a thoughtful kid! She even has some Paimon!
よかったね。
You're welcome.
みんなは郊外の風景を楽しみつつ、
So
パイを食べた。
tasty. If only there were more.
一番食べてるくせに。
Having a healthy appetite is a good thing. It means Paimon's still growing.
だけにたまたまおすすめに出てきたキーボード動画が面白くてきました。ありがとうございます。いらっしゃいませ。なんかいろい
Hope
ろ
you're taking notes,
ガジェッ
traveler.
トとか
This
ゲームとかや
is
って
how
ま
you
す。
treat your
皆さんで
Paimon.
す。
What do you think, sir? Are Liyue's snacks to your taste?
どうぞ
I
よろしく。
wonder if they're not sweet enough.
No, they're perfect. When I was traveling through Mondstadt, I had a chance to try one of their moon pies. It had a meat filling, unlike these crisps. But apart from that, it seems like they follow a similar cooking process. Both are delicious in their own way. As for Fontaine's cooking, though, it's been a long time since I've had a taste of home.
Sounds like you spend a lot of time on the road, huh?
I do. It's part of my job.
イデッセンス
I'm one of
ツ
the
ア
main
ー。
organizers of the Iridescence Tour.
Iridescence tour?
印象に残っ聞いたことないよ
The。Iridescence Tour is one of the biggest music festivals in Fontaine.
あ、
We're
そうな
looking
ん
to
だ。
expand, though. Our aim is to hold a festival in every nation.
やっぱクラシックの祭典があるらし
At
い。
least, all the main organizers share this goal. Unfortunately, it's a long story, so I'll spare you the details. But anyway, so the main reason I'm traveling all around Tavad is to promote our music festivals. But I have some personal reasons, too.
Well, what are they? Just tell us already.
Let me see. Well, to explain it in full, I'd have to start with a story from my ancestors.
Oh, I love listening to stories.
好きそう。
We want to hear it too.
Okay, then I'll start from the beginning. The story goes
始まる。
that my ancestor, who was also a traveler, once slipped and fell into a lake during his travels. As he was sinking and gasping for breath, he heard a wondrous tune in the air. They say it was the most beautiful, moving melody he had ever heard. Even in that life and death moment, the ethereal music seized his full attention and almost made him forget the fact that he was drowning. When he finally came to, he found that he had already been brought ashore. Not too far from him stood an unfamiliar woman with an almost divine aura.
回答
Once
サイト
she
のつ
saw
なが
that
り
he
が
was
わ
no
かんない
longer
ん
in
だけど、ま
danger,
だ。
she left without a word. My ancestor tried to run after her to give his thanks, but although a mere dozen paces separated them, no matter how quickly he gave chase, he drew no closer and remained a dozen paces behind. In the end, all he could do was to bow in thanks to the woman as he watched her walk away towards the rivers and mountains in the distance, before at last he turned around and made his way home. Once he returned to Fontaine, he began to learn an instrument so that he could spread his story far and wide, just like the bards. After generations of retelling, embellishing, and dramatizing, people have come to think of that lady as something like a fairy. The stories become something of a local legend in Fontaine. It's called The Lady Overlooking the Lake. People now say that if you go down to the lakeside and play an instrument, so long as you play a pleasing melody, you will hear a...
あ、飛ばしちゃった。素敵な伝説だね。
Well, yes. As it stands now, it's become a touch too romantic and detached from
湖があるんだ、有
reality.
名な。
But I understand the original story and its historical grounding better than anyone else. I wanted to find out the truth of this tale. So I decided to retrace my ancestors' steps and search for that lady's modern-day descendants. Of course, there's no way of knowing where my ancestor fell into the lake all those years ago. So I always knew that the search would be akin to looking for a needle in a haystack. I've spent many years on the road now, and I'm nowhere near as fit as I was in my youth. The wish that I've spent half my life chasing after has now become something of an obsession.
I haven't lived half of my life yet, but still, I understand how you must feel.
大人びすぎ。
It's like
やすさん、こんちは。
imagine if you saved the center of a lotus flower crisp, which is the best part, by the way, because you wanted to eat it another day, but then suddenly, sploosh! It falls into the water, never to be seen again. Paimon would definitely remember that for the rest of her life.
There's no need to feel sorry for me. I've made some progress over the years. For example, I've concluded that the story must have taken place in Liyue.
Oh, so you finally
Maji.
found a lead?
Yes, in fact, that's an intriguing story in and of itself. I'd always known that Mondstadt is the city of song and freedom. But more recently, I heard that the Animal Archon returned to Mondstadt for a festival in the fall, and learned that he himself is a patron deity of music. So I prayed for the Animal Archon's guidance in the Mondstadt Cathedral, and as soon as I set foot back outside the front gate, I noticed a cluster of leaves being blown in the wind further and further west, towards Stone Gate. A friendly local told me that this meant the wind was guiding me in the direction of Liyue,
やば、お姉様も
so I
います
followed
よ。
their advice and made my way here.
まだちょっとお待ちいただければ
Right?
多
You
分。
get it. I knew I'd find someone that agrees with me eventually.
ちょっと今登場人物4
Are
名
you
だからね。
sure? It sounds a bit too much like one of those fake legends told by those treasure hoarder guys to scam gullible grannies from Jingsa Village. Rex Lapis has returned to the world. Just give me some incense and a little mora towards the travel fees, and I will pass your gift on to the Lord of Geo and ask him to keep you and your family safe and well. And so on and so on.
幼女にしてはボキャブラリー多すぎでしょ。
We have a lot of experience with deciphering omens and stuff. And anyway, you only got scammed if you handed over Mora, right?
Actually, to express my gratitude, I did spend rather a lot of mora on several bottles of fine wine, which I left at the statues of the seven along the
騙され
way.
てますよ、この人。
Oh dear. Well, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? Why don't I bring you all to Yujing Terrace to see Miss Ganyu? I don't know very many people, so I can't help you out much. But Miss Ganyu and the Chising know just about everything. If you've been scammed, they'll help you get your Mora back. And if the wind was telling the truth, and you want to keep looking for that lady's family, they'll be the best people to ask.
確かにいい考え。いや、ママ感
But
確かに
you've
強
already
い。
helped me so much.
責任大きすぎるよ。
Some new medicinal
子供
herbs
に
and
は。
plants I picked to Miss Ganyu anyway, so it's no trouble at all. You know what? It's been a minute since we saw Ganyu too. It should be nice to pay her a visit before Lantern, right?
では
All
急げ。
right. Well, my sincere thanks to you all. I will never forget your kindness.
Okay, everyone, please follow me. I'll be your guide. Remember to watch where you're going, okay? Uh-oh, Paimon's out of a job. Oh well, Paimon will just be a cheerleader instead.
この主人公のはいはいの顔。
Everybody stand
ミスった。爆発しちゃった。飛んでいきます。あ、でもなんか解凍祭始まってるね。ちゃんと夜に来たことないから気づかなかった。 ランタン飛んでる。今回はどんなイベントになるんでしょうか。なんか去年の回答祭やったらすごい近くに感じる。去年すごい長かったな。
Liyue Harbor looks very
4
different
時
from
間ぐ
when
ら
I
いか
came
かった
last.
去年は。
It's almost as if I'm listening to the same melody but with a richer timbre and new variations added.
Well, we are here during Lantern Ride after all. It only comes once a year, so they always have a big celebration. It's fair to say that this time of year is when Liyue Harbor looks the prettiest.
Great. Let's go and check it out. I can't wait to get into the city and see it all up close for myself. The streets are breathtaking. Smiles and laughter everywhere I look. It's contagious. I can almost feel the music in the air. I have the urge to start waving my conductor's baton.
やっぱ指揮棒を振りたくなるの。ロリコンたちの宴の予感しかしなくて怖い。お姉さん出てこないね。どうですか、まあロリじゃないキャラ出ました。
Hello, Xinyan. Let me introduce some new friends.
どう
They are
Traveler Paimon and Mr. Dvorak, right? I've known them all for quite a while.
知り合いだったんだ。
When I was last here to advertise a Liyue stop for the Iridescence tour, Xinyan was one of the few people willing to give me the time of day.
Well, feels like I've been
なんか
chasing
こ
this
のたまに
Iridescence
さ、
tour
オート再生
bandwagon halfway
間があ
around the
る。
world, but I keep getting stood up. What's going on, Mr. Dvorak?
グレーっすね。
I'm so sorry, Xinyan. We've had a string of terrible luck recently, and every time we've tried to put on a show, something or other has come up to stop our plans from materializing.
Is that right? I guess it can't be helped. So, what brings you to Liyue Harbor at this time of year anyway? Thinking of putting on a music festival during the Lantern Rite celebrations?
a Lantern Rite music festival. Yes, please.
No, I'm actually here on personal business this time.
Oh, so no Lantern Rite music festival?
I mean, that's not just up to me. Hosting a music
Eh?
festival takes a lot of funding and personnel.
ああ、なるほどね。
Moreover, I've never worked with the Liyue authorities before. Even if I were to start putting something together right now, I think it'd be too rushed.
Wait, but we're going to meet the Liyue chief,
ノリで決めら
aren't
れ
we?
ないやつね。
And they're the ones in charge. Uh-huh, that's right. Miss Kuching and Miss Ningguang can make anything happen.
You mean... what?
This is the perfect opportunity! Well, sure, it might not work out, but it can't hurt to bring it up as a suggestion.
怪盗音楽祭はクリエイティブ。
That's the spirit! See? Even the traveler agrees with me. Mr. Dvorak, don't let yourself be put off by the fact that a few things haven't worked out recently.
すごい柔軟
As
な
for the
国だ。
performers, I can put you in touch with some local artists. My friend Yunjin is a well-known opera singer in Liyue. With her support and a commissioned song from the Yunhan Opera Troupe, we should be able to get something going.
But what about you, Xinyan? Are you just going to sit this one out?
What do you take me for? If we actually manage to make the Iridescence Tour Lantern Rite Grand Concert a reality, you think I'd let anyone else perform the opening act?
Wow! There's that rock and roll spirit!
What do you say, Mr. Dvorak?
Okay. I'll give it a shot. But the opening act is not something to be chosen lightly, Xinyan. I will judge your work by the strictest of standards, so please make sure you are fully prepared.
Are you kidding? I thought you'd never ask. Whew, guess my shopping time's getting cut short. I'm gonna head back right away and start working on this. Yao Yao, if you run into your senior on the way to the Qixing, please send her my regards.
Okay, I promise I will. Good luck with your music, Xinyan. You've got this, Xinyan! So about the senior of yours Xinyan mentioned just now, is that anyone we know? Yes, it's Xiangling. She's mentioned you two before.
初めてに連れて見に来たの
Xiangling's
に
thinking about
配
cooking.
信のせいで変な
Whenever
扉
she
開き
gets
そう。
scrapes or burns, she just leaves them to heal by themselves.
それ変な扉じゃないっ
She
すね。
definitely needs someone
開いてもいい
around
や
here
つ。
to look after her. I know you must have looked out for her a lot too in the time you've known her. So, thank you for that.
まあ扉は広ければ広いほどいいっていう伝えがありますからね。だってどこ？上か。すごいフォンテーヌちょい出ししてきたね、今年から。来年のフォンテーヌにつなげようとしてるのがわかる。
Oh, it's Master! Is it okay if I go and say hi to her?
あ、ほら見ても平均年齢めっちゃ上がりましたよ。
I'm not about to run off anywhere. I'm not a bundle of energy like
ピ
you.
ンバーヤです。この国のアイド
I
ル。
haven't seen you in days, Master. I've missed you.
Oh, bless you, Yao Yao. You do say the sweetest things. Ah,
Honto
look
sore.
who it is. Visiting friends during the lantern rite, are we?
こんにちは、ピン
You're
バー
half
ヤ。
right, Madam Ping. We were also trying to help out Mr. Dvorak over here. We were on our way to take him to see the Qixing.
Hello, ma'am. I am a musician from Fontaine and an organizer of the Iridescence Tour. I don't suppose you've heard of it.
Master! The Iridescence Tour is a super famous music festival.
Oh, an old lady like me wouldn't know much about that sort of thing. A music festival, you say? It sounds
Saito-sai.
terribly exciting.
音楽の要素を取り入れたら、去年取り入れてなか
Oh,
ったっ
right!
け？
Madam Ping, how would you feel about that? You're an elder of Liyue, and you know all about Liyue's cultural traditions. Hearing your thoughts would definitely help us figure out how best to approach
あ、
it.
メインじゃなか
For
ったか。
example, do you think it might be a bit too modern, or is there any other issue?
Why, not at all. Music pays homage to history and culture, and it can also be a bridge between different civilizations. Times change, and the music enjoyed by the youngsters of today is no doubt very different from the tunes I was accustomed to in my youth. Nevertheless, all fine things in life can be appreciated. And so, I look forward to it immensely.
Hear, hear. I do believe that, my own dear grandmother aside, you are the wisest old lady I've ever met.
Goodness gracious, you're all being suspiciously sweet today. Yao Yao, whatever have you been feeding them?
Master, you're in such a great mood today. You're even cracking jokes with the rest of us.
ご機嫌じゃないと冗談も言えないってね。
I'm sure you must have plenty to be getting on with. Yes? Run
普
along
段
now. Don't let me hold you up.
ピンバーヤどんだけ怖い？
We'll see you again soon.
The wind
ファンを探しに行かなきゃいけない。なんか微妙に遠いんだよね。 なんか変な。あー、この石。運玉閣の道案内人。あー、なるほど。これがエレベーターなんだ。知らなかった。こんなとこにあるなんて。
And when you meet with the Ministry of Civil Affairs, please remind them that the festivities are not an excuse to procrastinate their work.
Understood, Miss Ganyu. I'll take my leave now.
Ganyu!
What brings you here, Yao Yao?
I've brought all the medicine you asked me to pick for you. Oh, and here's a pack of sweet flower seeds as well. Also, these
Sweet
dried
flower
Jimson leaves
種ある。
make a great pot of tea that's very good for you. I know you've had a lot to deal with at work recently, but you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you're not careful, you'll end up falling asleep in the grass again. Well, this is weird. It's like a responsible younger sister talking to their disorganized older sister.
確かに。前も悪気はない。
Thank you, but Paimon's criticism is quite valid. I do have a tendency to neglect matters outside of work, and that's something I should improve on.
すごい
Oh,
英
my
語の
apologies.
声知性
I
にあふれ
don't
てる
believe we've been introduced.
Ah, Paimon will do the honors.
お姉さんおったこれはお姉さんになるよし
What's wrong? Did Paimon go over everything a bit too fast? It's definitely an ambitious plan.
ちょっとグレ
If
ー
there's
かと思っ
anything
た
you
また
didn't quite catch, Paimon's more than happy to go over it again.
It may be a little difficult to make this happen.
Oh?
Well, the Lantern Rite is the most important festival of the year. Our celebrations must not only be visually spectacular, but also appeal to the tastes of Liyue citizens from all walks of life. The Iridescence Tour is relatively unknown in Liyue. It's difficult to predict how a brand new show will be received. It would be quite risky for us to bet everything on this one music festival.
まあそりゃそうだよね
All very valid
小さい
points. I completely
規模か
understand.
らやるべき
Therefore, we will not replace or cancel any of our pre-existing program. However, I will submit a proposal requesting to put the Iridescence Tour special performance as the final act of this year's festivities.
物分か
Some
り
live
よ
music will certainly add to the festive atmosphere on the night of the Lantern Rite. As for the venue, let's reserve a space at the docks.
花を添えるものに
Yes, my thoughts precisely. Now I just need to take some time to give this proposal some polish. As long as I clearly lay out the pros and cons, and highlight the key points of the proposal, given that Ping and the Traveler have both given the idea their blessing, I'm confident that Qixing will be sure to give it serious consideration. Mr. Dvorak, I will need to discuss with you the number of musicians who will be coming to Liyue, as well as their catering and accommodation requirements.
Oh, yes, certainly. Let's step to the side and discuss further.
よしよし
As soon as there's work to do, Ganyu's as diligent as ever. I couldn't agree more. Master once said that everyone has things that they are good at and things that they are less good at. So, with that in mind, Ganyu shouldn't feel compelled to become perfect at absolutely everything. I'm good at taking care of people, so that can be left to me. Wow. Hey, Yo-Yo, can you take care of Paimon too? Paimon's getting hungry again.
仕事増やさんといて
I'm
よ
afraid my backpack's empty now, but if you let me know what you like, I can bring you some of your
マジか
favorite dishes next time we meet.
振動
Apart
で
from
倒れ
lotus
るよ
flower crisps, what else do you like? Anything sweet, and anything that's made from slimes.
Here's what I've drafted so far. Anything else you want to add?
No, this is excellent. I'm racking my brains, but I don't think you've missed a single thing.
Perfect. Then we'll leave it as is. I'll go make an official copy. Oh, perfect timing. We were just wrapping up our discussion here.
早いな
Not at all. Every second counts for a complex proposal such as this. I will inform the Qixing of this development immediately. Yao Yao, thank you for bringing my herbs. I will make sure to take them.
Remember to make tea from them first, Ganyu. You mustn't just chew them raw.
I will.
そんなことをして食べた
I
ことある
should be
の
getting back. If Yo-Yo stays out for too long, Mom and
弟
Dad
か
will be worried sick. Everyone, I'm sure that the music festival will go off without a hitch, so don't worry. And in case I don't see you before, I wish you all a very happy Lantern Rite.
Thank you, Yao Yao. Happy Lantern Rite to you, too.
We should go get dinner together sometime.
しばらくその場で時間を6時以降にするはいしばらく待つとタウンとともに国生が出てきた
Greetings, Traveler, Paimon, and Mr. Dvorak. Call me Kuching. Ganyu has brought me up to speed on everything. I'll get straight to the point. The Qixing have approved Ganyu's proposal. Over the next few days, I will be working with Mr. Dvorak on behalf of the Qixing to facilitate the organization of this concert.
Yay! That's awesome!
トントン拍子
Please.
仕事早い
The
お
Qixing
祭りの
have a
準備
duty
が
to deal with matters such as these. We have merely moved things forward to the next step. On a more personal note, I am an avid supporter of all things new and innovative.
なるほど
As
ね
such, it is my privilege to work with you on this exciting project.
Thank you so much, Kuching. I'd become quite discouraged after our recent failures and was expecting the same outcome once again, so I didn't dare to get my hopes up. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined this going so smoothly. It's like right. Time for me to call in the performers. To stage a concert at a high-profile event like this is a rare opportunity. We'll make sure it's a night to remember.
Yes! Our music band's finally getting fired up!
Yes, indeed. I know exactly what I'm doing from here. For a musician, music will always be the language they are most fluent in.
自分の望みは
That. That can wait for another time.
Oh,
Ganyu? What's wrong?
they told me all about Mr. Dvorak's situation, but I was so engrossed in drafting the proposal that I forgot all about it.
Oh, that's quite all right. I don't even know what the person I'm trying to find looks like, so it was
そう
always
か
going
人
to be
探
a
してんだ
long
ったそういえ
shot.
ば
Don't worry about me, Ganyu. Your time and energy are needed elsewhere. I'm sure you already have plenty to deal with between this concert and everything else going on during the Lantern Rite.
Thanks. It was just that I had a few initial thoughts when I heard your story. For instance, I wonder if this lady your ancestor met might have been an adeptus. What do you think?
アデプトゥス確かにその可
To
能性
tell
は
you
あ
the
る
truth, Mr. Dvorak, I am somewhat related to the Adepti myself. I am part human and part Qilin. The Qilin is an illuminated beast. I know how important your quest to get in touch with your roots must be to you, because I've been there myself before, trying to find out where I belonged.
Did you say the Adepti? And you're illuminated beast? Part Qilin? Are you telling me all the rumors of the Liyue Adepti are real? So it's not just artistic license?
You bet they're real! Trying to track them down is tough, though. Like Julian Karst itself. There's nothing specifically stopping you from going there, but getting in and out of there is quite an ordeal.
Yes. Anyway, if you're looking to uncover a lost melody or shine light on a forgotten aspect of Liyue's cultural history, I'm probably not the best person to ask. But if it's a person you're looking for, then I just might be able to help.
I see. I think I understand the situation now. In that case, Ganyu, shall we divide the work between us?
Yes, that was also my thought.
Great. So Mr. Dvorak and I will concentrate on things here in the city to make sure the concert goes according to plan. In the meantime, Ganyu will reach out to our network and try to find the person he's looking for. How's your workload at the moment? Will you be able to make time?
I can probably get through everything in 2
寝な
days,
ければ
as long as I don't sleep.
Wait,
寝ていい
what
の
do
に
you mean as long as I don't sleep? Even for someone with illuminated beast blood in their veins, working for such an extended period without a
もう
break
や
will
めて
take
くれ
its
よ
toll on your health.
Some of it does
頑
not
張りすぎ
sound
ると
persuasive
他の人
coming
の
from
心労が
Kuching.
Be it but 3 moons from the start, he who returns is not he that departs.
と3日で成長で
Even
きる
I know the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life
なん
balance.
か寝ることも仕事って思ってそう
3 days.
All right, I can work with that.
If you have the time, would you join me for this search? You're well known to many of the Adepti and respected among the people. I'll feel much more at ease with your company. Okay, then let's meet back here in 3 days.
Watch this space, Mr. Dvorak. We'll get to the bottom of this.
You're all so helpful and kind. I just...
Just think. Imagine if we found the Adeptus lady, or one of her descendants, and got them to come to the performance. Wouldn't that be amazing? It'd be such a happy reunion. And that's exactly what this festival's all about.
導いた風もそう
You're
思って
right.
る
Okay, I'm gonna pull out all the stops to make this lantern ride a true extravaganza.
We should probably get going. Mr. Dvorak, could you come with me to confirm the site? Ooh, we're coming too!
I
いや
was
もう回
wondering,
答祭さ、
what are your thoughts on
もう
music?
だんだん
What does it mean to you?
YouTube でネタバレの動画が増えてきて、
Music sounds nice.
今週やらないといけないと思った。
Truth be told, the question of what music means to people is one that I've been pondering for quite some time. Let's revisit this question after the concert.
なんでしょうね。
Quit following me.
やっぱストレスを取る、人生を豊かにするものではないでしょうか。
Lady Yuhan?
なんかすごいスライドして入ってきた
Bywin, what
お
is
姉
it?
さんが。
Per Lady Ningguang's orders, I've been gathering intelligence outside of the city with the goal of uncovering and dispatching, and I am told that a strange melody was heard somewhere along the coast. I was wary of investigating further on my own, so I was just on my way to report this incident to Lady Ningguang. But I'm worried that if we don't act right away, we may miss the window of opportunity to take appropriate action.
I understand. In that case,
俺たちに任して。
You're busy enough as it is. There's a ton of different things in the city that needs your attention. Leave it to us. Don't worry. Whatever it is, we'll definitely be able to handle it. Well, he will handle it.
With the traveler on the case, it's as good as dealt with. Thank you. This will be a great help. I will inform Lady Ningguang about the situation. Once it's resolved, please come and find me again at Yujing Terrace and let me know.
Will do. And say hi to Ningguang for us. You have my
京
thanks
子さん
too.
会えないのかな。
Stay safe and come
Okay.
back as soon as you're finished.
Good luck.
行った場所に行く。はい。
The wind rises.
いやー、やっぱリーウェが一番好きかも。いや、こうつけたがい、つけがたいんだけど。
Byron said this strange tune was coming from around here, right? But Byron doesn't hear
まだ
anything.
スメールストーリー
There
やってな
doesn't
いか
seem
ら
to be
ね。
a soul in...
I was just wondering who in their right mind would come out to a place like this. So,
まさかの
it's you two.
Yuan? How'd you sneak up on us like that? You nearly gave Paimon a heart attack.
You look pretty alive to me. Can't have spooked you that bad.
Fair enough.
妙な差別
You're here
に
for
つ
that
いて。
too? Saves me a bit of explaining. Come with me. I've already reconned the perimeter, so we should be safe.
はい。
Behold!
つい最近イエランさんと手がかりを探したばっかり。
The doors and the windows are all fine, so there definitely wasn't a break-in.
すごい、これ全部フルボイスだね、本当
The
に。
stuff by the door is in pretty good condition, though. It can't have been too long ago that someone was last living here. This place is completely empty. There's nothing valuable left here at all.
イエランと会話する。
How strange. It looks like it's been looted, except for the fact that there's no sign of a struggle. The bad guys could have sneaked in while the owner was gone, but then how do you explain why the door and windows are intact?
Seems you've done a pretty thorough inspection. So, any theories on what might have happened here?
Yaylon, you didn't hide some of the evidence from us on...
Why would I make this more difficult for you? We're on the same side here.
Okay, well... Paimon gives up then. Paimon's got nothing.
What about you? Give up as well?
これ以上の情報はないから。
It's not obvious at first sight. To be honest, I was only able to put it all together because of some background knowledge about this area. A long time ago, there used to be a group of bandits in the Liyue countryside who would sound a horn every time they were about to raid a village. But it wasn't a rallying cry to rouse their fellow men. It was a disconcerting tune, meant to intimidate the weak and warn them of their impending. To escape with their lives, the villagers would abandon their homes and flee overnight, taking only their most valuable belongings with them. The bandits were eventually brought to justice, but the fear and trauma remained in the villagers' hearts. Whenever they heard that melody, they would feel like their lives were in danger once again, and flee immediately. The culprit of this crime exploited that very fear to get access to this house without having to force their way in.
That's quite the story.
The victims obviously will have gotten quite a fright, but at least they won't be in any great danger. The important thing now is to find this copycat criminal. On any other day, that'd probably be a good idea. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work today. Take a look around and you'll see what I mean. This criminal is clearly well-versed both in using music to commit crimes and in making a clean getaway. Not only did they stay off the muddy road to avoid leaving footprints, it looks like they were also careful not to bring any gadgets with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Unfortunately for them, I'm one of the best trackers in the business. They're not about to get away with their little scheme on my watch.
So basically, if we want to find the culprit, we just need to follow Yayla.
考えを停止しました。思考を停止した。
As long as you can keep up. Since the culprit's trying to be cautious and low risk, I'll bet they left through an area with some vegetation for cover, but not so much that it would slow them down.
走ってる走ってる。Let's go.
Here, look at this. These tracks are superficial, but they definitely didn't occur naturally. Something heavy was being dragged this way, meaning we're headed in the right direction.
はい。近いな、みたいな。近いなって。なんか色合い似てるね、この二人。
Their pace is increased. Normally, people carrying a heavy load slow down as their journey goes on and they start to tire. Whatever's motivating them to speed up must be psychological.
なるほ
For
ど。
instance, reaching the home stretch.
はいはいはいはいはい。まあ私にはわからないけどね。ヤランさんがそう言うなら。いや、この広大な土地からさ、足跡を見つけるのすごいね。
There they are! Look! A treasure hoarder tent!
目立ちすぎじゃない？
Not the treasure hoarders again!
目立ち
So close to
すぎで
lantern
は。
ride, too! Tis not the season for their antics!
Come on, let's round them up.
家壊すってこと？
The wind rises.
失礼します。お、盗賊のアイテムを奪っていく。あれ、ここじゃない？この下？いや、ここですよね。お、上？ここじゃなくて。この下？
Too slow.
待って、これどこだ？どこどこどこどこどこどこどこどこどこどこどこ。あ、ヘイ、ハロー、レスカンダルさん。あ、いた。全然見つけられなかった、マジで。
Hey! Who are you?
原神
Where
で。
did you come from?
The evidence is conclusive. Okay, confess and we'll go easy on you. My patience is running low, so why don't you do us both a favor,
You kidding me? You think I'm scared of you?
Perhaps not. But you should be.
もう少し怖がった方がいいわよ。あ、まさかのイエラン使える。イエラン強いんだよね。
Curses. Seems like you're not all talk after all. There's no going back now. Better up my game.
埋もれた。華麗だ。
Mercy! Have mercy!
Oh, it's a little late for that. I've come this far, I might as well finish the job.
I surrender! I surrender, please! I'll do whatever you say. Please have mercy.
Tell us everything. You have one chance. And I'm warning you. Don't make me ask twice.
I swear. You know, so Lantern Right's nearly here, and like a lot of people, I wanted to buy a few nice things. I know I'm with the treasure hoarders and everything, but I don't really have any kind of experience with robbing people and whatnot. So I don't have the guts to break into somebody's house.
Wow, you're really going to complain to us about that?
No, not at all. I'm just telling it how it is.
Okay. Continue.
I racked my brains trying to think of what I could do, and eventually I remembered something from back when I was a kid. The bandits would blow their horn, and my grandma would grab us kids and run. I remember the tune, so I figured I'd try it for myself. I mean, just to see what would happen. At first, anyway, I seriously didn't expect that family to pack up and leave. But they did, and they just left all their stuff right there for the taking. It was too easy. I couldn't resist. It was completely wrong of me. I know that now. I'll return everything that I took. It's all still in perfect condition. It'll be like it was never gone. Please, give me a chance, huh? Let me make it right.
Give you a chance, huh? Sounds to me like you'd rather strike some kind of a deal than spend Lantern Right behind bars.
Yes? Yes?
You know how to bargain, I'll give you that. It's just a pity that you didn't confess at the first opportunity. You'll have to take a walk with me. Once we've returned the goods, we'll find the owner of the house, and you can apologize to them in person. After that, I'll escort you to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, as a former victim of this kind of crime yourself, I doubt anyone understands the fear you inflicted quite as well as you do. Does your greed matter more to you than your fear? More to the point, if you can play a tune from memory, don't you think you should be capable of making an honest living?
You mean...
That's enough hints for you. You'll have plenty of time to reflect on all of this yourself. There's not much left to wrap up, so I'll take it from here. Guess this is where I'll say goodbye.
はい、お疲れ様です。
What is it? Is there something else?
I'm still not sure how you first got your hands on this information, so play it safe when you get back. Don't mention to anyone that you ran into me out here.
はい。
You helped a lot with the investigation and arrest anyway, so it's perfectly fair for you to get all the credit. Just take it. It works better for me too. See you when I see you, and happy Lantern Right.
手柄は別に
Leon's such a pro at this. With her taking it from here, it's as good as resolved.
いらないよ。
Random event, a strange melody, complete. Although, it's kind of a shame that we never got that treasure hoarder guy to play the melody again.
これも気になる。
How could anyone not be? When we were chatting with Mr. Dvorak, music seemed like such a positive thing. And most music is, right? It can help us relax, feel all warm and fuzzy, recall happy memories, or even just think happy thoughts. Paimon never imagined that music could be used to commit crimes.
あ、人の心理。
Huh. Makes sense. Paimon's musical understanding improves again. Well, anyway, now that everything's resolved, let's get back to Liyue Harbor. Byron's still waiting for us with our random event rewards.
はい。ということ
Swan
で、
Fury.
こちらに 戻ります。こうね。なんか今回も推しが出るって聞いてるんで楽しみです。死ぬ？死なない。
Quit following me.
Byron, we're back! Everything's all sorted!
That's great news! Oh, please wait here a moment if you would be so kind. Lady Ningguang instructed me to advise her upon your return.
急いで立ち去った。
My greetings to both of you. Long time no see.
No need to be so formal with
出会え
us,
た。
Ningguang. We've known each other for a long time now. You must be super busy with all the preparations for Lantern Rite. Don't mind us.
On the contrary, I think it is those that I have known longest to whom I should extend the greatest courtesies. Alas, on a different day, I would invite both of you
いいやつだ。
inside for some tea and a brief respite from your travels. But you're quite right. Trivial matters aside, there's no escaping the fact that we have a grand concert to organize. Once the performance itself is over, we'll then need to invite the representatives of the Iridescence Tour for a discussion on future collaboration opportunities. The fight, simply put, there will always be work to do.
Whoa, you're already thinking that far ahead?
Well, we can discuss more current affairs if you'd prefer. I trust you saw this year's Mingxiao lantern at the docks when you arrived at the city?
Yeah, it looked like a goose. Which Adeptus is it modeled on this time?
Sea Gazer. I believe you're familiar with the name. Legend holds that he was free-spirited and easygoing. People described him as a cheerful soul and a loyal friend.
覚えてる。
On this marvelous lantern rite, we pray that the fallen heroes may be guided home. If the sound of music can flow like the rivers and streams into every corner of the land, perhaps the souls of those who have gone before us will hear the song of a new era. I wonder whether the melodies will be to their liking.
Oh, they're gonna love them. I'm sure of it. At least, if the guy you mentioned is anything to go by, the Adepti and heroes of the past sound like a positive and free-spirited, cheerful bunch.
Well, let's hope so. I heard that you'll be going on a search with Ganyu to find the descendants of a fairy lady from a Fontaine legend. I'm sure this quest to uncover the truth behind an ancient story will turn into a most charming tale. Do share.
Do share します。これは一体？ああ、これがなんか分岐ルートみたいなやつか。それぞれの準備をしなきゃいけないってこと？はいはいはいはい。とある冒険者があることで奔走をしてるらしい。あれ、これ終わったんではなくて終わってないっぽい。じゃあちょっとこのままヤラさんとのストーリーを先にやろうかな。なるほどね。このヤランと出会うために伝説任務やんなきゃいけなかったんだ。すごい、犬が。まったくこの区域はもう片付けたのか？あれこれイベントだよね。ボイスないから疑っちゃった。野外にいる魔物の片付けとかしている。君の冒険談はいくつも聞いたことがある。もしよかったら少し手伝ってくれないか。お祭り期間中は総務士の手伝いをするから、総務士からも特別に報酬が用意されているんだ。すごい。近くに犬座った。この類の依頼を引き受けてくれた冒険者は依頼を完了した後より多くの報酬を得られる。待って、報酬の話してたのになんか 受け入れることになってる。間違いが起こってはならない。だから息抜きをする余裕もなくて。責任感すご。自分も任務終わらせるのに任務終わらせなきゃが終わらないいやなるほど。もうこれパワーのやつね。もうパワーは任してよ。待って、このメンツでいい？このメンツでいく？得意分野や。やっぱこのゲームは戦いが一番楽しいと思わない？やっぱ人によるのかな。この数字が出るのが楽しいと思わない？なんと花火が打ち上がりました。気流どこ？これ判定場所を見つけるの難しい。失礼します。
Can't handle your right here. Emerge.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge.
終わってない？いや、キーボードといえば、そういえばキーボードの動画撮ったんだけどまだ編集してない。でも他の動画も撮ってはある。編集がね、時間かかる。しかも私字幕つけてるからな。
Right now.
I'm going in!
Wretched vermin! Behold! Quit following me.
私は定期的に動画出したらいいな。わーい、綺麗。綺麗だな。にぎわい度まだ0です。なんで忙しいゲームなんだ。これ4回やるんだね。こっから行った方が早い。これ終わらせないとメイン任務終わらないんですよね。にぎわい度上がった。もしかしていけるってこと？ストーリーだけ先やる？最悪ね、スイッチでミニゲーム系はやればいいかな。まだ父様が出てきてないんだけど、出てくるのかな？もうちょっと2日後の朝8時。間違えた。 一緒に物語に出てくる女性の手がかりを探そうという約束をした。今日は約束の日だ。
Looks like it's about time for us to meet up with Ganyu. Let's head to Eugene Terrace.
あれ、ここになんかなかったえ、今のは一体幻覚見てたん？
Quit following me. Quit following me.
Greetings, traveler and Paimon. What time is it?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep
もう
well
居
last
眠
night?
り。
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or Adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the words to describe it. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been an Adeptus.
You really
なるほど。
think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Isn't this a bit of a long shot? Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked.
羽が生えてたり。
Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. But Paimon definitely can't imagine any of the Adepti looking like that. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
どういう風に？
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for a while.
ストーカー
Once I
やん
was
け。
sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
かわいいってちょっと。
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like
今の
taking
文
credit
脈
for
で。
her good deeds.
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it really awkward accepting other people's gratitude.
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word. She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most
弟子も
musically
認める。
gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just yet. If we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about them, she's the best person to ask.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this time, right?
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case.
何あげたっけ？何か不安なことが、何かあげた
Cloud
の覚え
Retainer
てる。
spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time that the moment she has someone to chat with, she just... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be having second thoughts. Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but she's made up her mind now. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her again this year, We should pipe up and change the topic. Wait, did she leave already? Hey, Ganyu, wait up!
はい。始まった。私も会いに行くんですね。仙人に。ここだったか、もう忘れてたよ、どこにあるか。そういえば。もうここはさ、国生を育てるときにめっちゃ来た。この近くは琥珀がたくさんあるから。あ、これあれじゃん。勝利先生の音楽のシーンで使われてるとこ。ここでね、勝利先生が座ってお茶飲んでる。いつも。
Quit following me. Too slow.
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
飛ぶのって疲れるのかな？
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
何かの用事がちょうどあった？
Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling? Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Please go on, Paimon.
Please go on.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue!
なんで自分で試さないの？
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock!
なるほどね。じゃあしょうがない。試してみよう。
Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there! Quick, swim to the very center!
はい。あ、泳ぐ泳ぐ泳ぐ。池の真ん中まで泳ぐ。ここね。これでどう？
Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us!
やばい、マジ溺れんだけど。
Whatever will a Paimon do?
溺れていいやつ？危ない。マジでゲージ危なかった今。
What is going on?
溺れるかと思った。えそれで来てくれたらめっちゃ合ってるはず。あ、なんか違う仙人来たな。
Shenhe!
違う仙人来た。
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it. Okay, fine.
うなってるって。
We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
気まずすぎ笑った。
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And
ちょっ
I
と
am not an
読みたかったんだけ
Adeptus, as you
ど、
both already know.
あなたじゃないんだよ
Traveler
ねみたいな。
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
俺は大丈夫。いやなんか普通にさ、溺れてくるなら呼べば普通に来るんじゃないの？
Glad you're okay.
やべ、もうカンカンですよ。
As far as I know, the one you seek is no yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry.
do not repeat them again in the future.
すいません。マジ怒られた。
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes, just like the
今
wind.
日、竜巻だったよ。
I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like. I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However... Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last? Earlier this morning. She set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift for Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire. So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode. Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I tried to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that. Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything. Oh, is that what it is? So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
Music? What is that?
What is music?
A kind of happy or relaxing sound. Or a nerve-wracking sound. Or even a terrifying one.
いや、音楽ぐらい仙人さんは知ってるでしょう。
I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks!
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
Oh, really?
マジっすか？
Let's go!
行きましょう。修行場にチカチカ。これなんか奏でるやつかな？
The wind rises.
奏でなきゃいけないミニイベント発生する？そう、この間買いましたね。モンドで天空のライアーみたいなやつ
Too
売
slow.
ってた。
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Oh no! Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear anything!
パイモンの耳がダメになったんだと思う。
Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all! Paimon heard you when you just spoke. Anyway, where is this music?
なんか今回の主人公冷た。
The quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds.
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
And a melody is?
あら、パイモン童謡を歌ってごらん。
Hey, don't you patronize Paimon! Let's get one thing straight. Paimon knows plenty of nursery rhymes, but Paimon does not sing on demand.
こっちも嫌だよ。いつも。
Why don't you just sing
溺れ
that
さ
one
せて、さっ
melody
きも。
Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
結局ね。結局主人公がいる。あ、意外と低い。
from the opera that Yunjin sang?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again.
低音域ぼ
We're
や
all there,
ね
raising our
こ
glasses
こまで
and
響いてきまし
drinking
た
to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart.
の低音域ぼでいつ
And as
も
the drink
ハイモン
reached
と
my
漫才して
stomach,
たんだ
it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day. So that's the power of music.
いやわかる音楽って本当に
Shenhe.
ないと困るんだ
That
よ
was
な
so deep! Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our lives squished inside. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me. I know some local folk songs, and a few other things come to mind too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks, the little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops, the tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
やっぱ今朝ごはんのピザ食べ始めた全部リユエコと関係してるね
Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Leah probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination. The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city, in that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses. But at the very least, Kuching and Shenhe are your friends now, right?
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples. Thank you, everyone. Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste. You are too kind. I couldn't possibly. Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time. I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest. Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist? Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
深刻に聞いちゃいけない
Okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
北西はさすがに食べない
Who dares refer to one
Ah,
not by
kita.
one's adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Master. Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity. Well, shall one lead the way?
じゃあお願いします。龍雲釈風神
I
君。
still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
回答祭を祝
If
し
you
て
want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us
属性
anytime.
になれる修行。
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
ハッピーなんとかってさ、訳すの難しいよね。ハッピーニューイヤーは明けましておめでとうで。いや、回答祭を祝してってさ、なんか最初すごい弱かったんだけど、一般的にはもうみんな慣れてんのかな。なんか最後のお別れ挨拶で回答祭を祝してってさ、私としてはちょっと違和感があった。いや、なんか何回か聞くと確かに少しずつ慣れてはきている。
Is this Quaily Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her?
覚えてないかも。
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike. Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving for us seats around the largest stone table. Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered fellow, when it came to those collectibles he was so fond of, he always loved to show them off.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer was like.
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our proudest mechanical creations. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, one often quarreled with Sea Gazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of one's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
なんかママバトルに
Cloud
なってるって。
Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
私は毎日お弁当手作りよ。
One
みたいな。
digresses. Regardless,
冷凍食品
every
なんか使っ
time
て
an
ないわよ。
argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat. She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, one never felt bothered or offended. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or lady bird.
Come on, get over yourself!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, Marchosius would bring his delectable dishes to the table. Who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the argument and prepare the table for a night of feasting and drinking. Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup? Precisely. So, as you can see, even one as great as Rex Lapis was not immune to making the occasional blunder. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined together, we always had a marvelous time? We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains, until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would the banquet finally come to an end. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glazed lilies were far more abundant back then.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but didn't we come here to find that Adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's story? Or are you saying that it was Guizhong? Didn't she, already...
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
あ、でも優しいね。いやいやって言いながらも。
In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's obscuro vulpus mechanism was superior.
かわいい。
Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Guizhong were born out of discussions on the discipline of mechanics.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted.
陽キャな陰キャってこと？
But in the end, one is nothing like Streetwood Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise.
映像綺麗だった。
Her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than one's own. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition.
なるほどね。ライバルがて
That
仲間になっ
cleansing
た
bell。was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both compose and perform.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetwood Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetwood Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
Enough of your intrusions.
ふん。
Where was one up to? Ah, yes. One remembers now. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. After the passing of its creator, it was used on numerous occasions during rites of parting. But Streetwood Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Guizhong composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition? Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone at a mountain summit, contemplating and reminiscing with her zither. The music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once. Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetwood Rambler.
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it. In response, she said,
パーフェクショニ
though
スト
the
だった。
strings that played that melody survive,
はあ。
the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?
Aw, poor Madam Ping.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract. Although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have been lost to the sands of time. As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetwood Rambler. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that this is just your own personal opinion?
Oh? How so?
I've been in Liyue Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way, so I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this. Though these immortal mountains have lost an
このセオ
Adeptus,
リーだと
the harbor of mortals
師匠が
has gained a wise elder.
聡明じゃ
No
ないみたい
loss
な言い
can
方をや
ever
って
be
る。
undone. But there is always much that can still be gained. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flowers and discuss music with. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on, because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
We
Oh,
even
no, you
asked
thought
Madam Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite. When
メ
we
イ
get
ン
back,
キャラクター
why
にな
don't
る
we
ん
just
だ。
ask
ピ
her
ン
if
バー
she'd
ヤ
like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
You youngsters and your imaginations.
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping, and Liyue Harbor is always decorated so beautifully during the festival.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in Ping could meet any day of the year.
めんどく
I
さ。
disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
青の顔を立ててあげて。
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delectable. Very well. Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves,
なんかここにあ
one
る。
shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the
瞳あった
harbor as well. Once the Guili Assembly, now the Guili Plains. Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy.
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you.
すいません。ちょっと待って、ここにあ
The
ったよ
wind rises.
こんな簡単なとこにあった。さすがにこれ見逃さないような。あんま桐原に来ないからかな。てか桐原ってその紀州さんが元ネタなんだね。地名が。意味があるんだ。練り込まれてるね。上に
Quit following me. Squall and fury.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Whoa! Madam Ping? And Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
やったー。
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you
It's
said anything
illuminated
yet?
bird.
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
素直になりな
You're
さい
the
よ。
one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
長い話があるでしょう。積もる話
Street
が。
word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
あんなイケイケだったんだ。ピンバーヤ、昔は。
Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
One, given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ganyu, please continue from here.
何を 何
all
を
right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life.
聞いた物語をピンバーヤに伝えた。
Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Ah, let me think. Yes,
なんかさっきそういう
I
話してなか
do
った。
believe I
真正
recall
面
that
でドボルザッ
encounter.
クさんと。
What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief.
確かにね。
It appears that she has proven herself right once.
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
There is no harm done. After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she would...
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life that she wished to protect with her wisdom. But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change. She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence. She told us that to underestimate human potential with the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them. And a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer eloquence.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today,
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
センチメンタルになってる。あれだけのことを共に経験したわけだから、そりゃそう。
Of all of us,
センチメンタルになら
it
ない
was
よ。
Grey
方
John
が
who was
お
the
かしいよ。
fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh, yeah! Music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the concert as a performer?
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't wish to dampen your enthusiasm, it's been a long time since I played this zither. My fingers don't have the dexterity they once did.
音って結構力いるのかな。
Whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. I start wondering what she would think of the changes I have made to her melody. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. No matter how much time goes by, the moment that melody starts playing, it transports me right back to that time in my
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Well, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that even if one wished to mourn for an eternity, it would be a nigh impossible feat. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed made progress.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Well, if you're sure.
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No, everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some work to do at Yuehai Pavilion. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when it comes to the art of deception.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Thank you all. I think you've listened to enough of my nattering for one day. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time. Goodness knows I need to practice it first.
Wow, that'd be great! We'll look forward to it.
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains,
なんか今回ストーリー長くない?
She will look at the Liyue of today and steal a smile when she sees the prosperous land that it has become.
突っ込む暇がないよ、あんまり。
Let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
ドボルザークさんに教える。なんか今回のストーリーは深いな。 れなんか世界にもある。もしかして。てんてん。あ、これは回答サインオンリーの世界任務ってこと？いや、こんな近くにあったらね、わかりそうだけど。ああ、はいはいはいはい。ヨーヨーのやつだったんだ。
Kuching's here too! Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back.
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
Are you serious? I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend? That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction. Guess that comes with having a musical mind.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't age at all. But Streetward Rambler, or Madame Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Madame Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they come.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
I think... yes. I must thank her in person. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Speaking of, Madame Ping wishes you all the best with the music festival. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the...
Wait, are you serious?
あ、飛ばしちゃった。
Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous.
平常心、平常心。
Okay, alright. Nope, another rehearsal's in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot more to say about that now.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for bad. It can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet. And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally different time and place.
大体そんな感じ。
Sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry.
あ、サムネのヘッドマッサージ。
Wait, does that mean
you're gonna carry on working?
そう、それをね、フータオさんにしてもらいました。ヘッドマッサージ。
All the groundwork is done. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile.
回答さんを祝して。
to you as well.
あ。
That should be everything taken care of, right?
まだ
no, wait.
音楽祭やってないよ。
Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Oh, it feels like it was a while ago.
ヘッドマッサージやってもらいたいな。なんか。
Latent. Wait, no. Anyway,
Oh.
fancy bamboo shoots.
タケノコ渡してない、そういえば。
Zhang Li said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went now, there's probably still time, right?
もうタケノコ腐ってんじゃない？
Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. He could have totally picked them by himself. Anyway, let's go check with him at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
そう、サムネどうしようかなと思ってて、回答するの。フータオにしたけど、フータオまだ出てこないね。なんか、あれ、この回答祭ってフータオが出るって聞いたんですけど、まだかけらも見てない。勝利先生放置になっちゃった。 いや私前一回さタケノコ卓球で受け取りできない時があって腐らしたことあるめちゃめちゃやばいもんになってた。マジタケノコ腐るから失敗から学んでんだよねこっちは。出た。え、なんか優しいボイス。
Alright, let's take a break here. Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
この二人がセッション。
Casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor? In broad daylight? Okay.
反応が追いつかなかった。
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow. We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Invisible audience members?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a...
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain it all. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour, looking for acts to audition.
英語だと結構普通の人だ
With
ね。
my words, Shenyan's chords, and Yoonjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
パチパチ。
The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along. But when you say flames roaring, are you sure this'll be safe?
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
そうだよ、勝利先生だよ、勝利先生。
He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old friends. It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here, especially if you're in the mood to try something new. I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Oh, sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon, I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill. When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses. You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party. Okay, everyone. I think that's a long enough break. Ms. Eunice, such a strict mentor. These breaks aren't even long enough to have a sip of tea. Well, you were desperate to get involved, and this is what it takes. If I gave you half the chance, you'd be sipping tea till nightfall.
Hey, how about I treat us all to some late-night snacks once we're done? Hu Tao, what you craving?
How about some stir-fried filet with a side of crab roe tofu?
where are we gonna find crab roe tofu so late?
We could always just go pester masterful chef Zhongling. Now I'm hungry. All right, let's knock this out and then go grab some food.
かわいいね。山に行きましょう。五郎山って言うんだ。ちょっと待って。目を。ちょっと休憩しよう。やばい、休憩の。画像がないかも。ちょい休憩。あった。
Relax.
ちょっとやいみこにしよう。よっ。やいみこ。あ、そういえば上里彩香の新しい服ゲットしたんですよね。
Kamisato Ayaka, present. For justice.
上里彩香の可愛さをここに残しておきます。可愛いね。この服めっちゃいい衣装。というわけで一旦失礼します。
A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Everything's great! But if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself.
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism, is that?
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name willy-nilly.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey? Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
Oh, Zhongli! Hutao told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. When she says performance, she must mean the Lanternrite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director Hu my best wishes for the performance. As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hutao, and this is a little something called...
The Blaze Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And
afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
あ、やばいミュートしてたやんミュートしてたミュートしてたんだ私ミュートゲーやりたくないんだけどなおい
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
まあ話すことはな
I
かったよ
believe it shall be.
話してたけどそんなに大事なことは話してないお知らせありがとうございます
The Shao Lanterns,
Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Shao Lantern, the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
素晴らしい指揮者じゃないですか。
Listen, that must be Madame Ping.
マダムピンク。この曲コンサートで聴き応えのある曲じゃない。続くのかまだ。もうクライマックス迎えてたけど。
Now I need to get a move on and write my next song.
あ、すごい。
Listen to you. You only just fulfilled one lifetime dream. Are you really thinking about your next goal already?
Don't try to tell me you ain't the same way. I bet you've already thought up a name for your next opera, haven't you?
You know me too well, Xinyan. The Adeptus-Seeking Voyage. How does that sound?
Oh, man! Yeah, I can already picture it.
I've also got just the finishing line for it. I'll close with, and the celestial melody echoed through the clouds forevermore.
あ、終わっちゃった。あら。次の日の。あー、これは宴会ってやつ？わかります。あれ？一芸仕込まなきゃ。何？スプーン曲げるやつ持ってく？これ翌日じゃないの？もう一回やるね。いや、これちょっと早いかも。 や、私がミュートしてた時に喋ってたことは、彩香が可愛いねって話と、あとなんだろう。そんぐらいかな。そんぐらいのことしか喋ってなかった。いや、これじゃない。この祝福のおかげでさ、これ創世結晶がハマってたから助かった。花時に訪れた手紙。いや、これも可愛いんだけどね、フィッシュルの。いや、なんでやんなかったんだろう。後悔してます。これイベントやったらもらえたやつだよね。行く行く。よく予約取れたね。
Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr. Zhongli. I have them all noted down.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli. But I never knew that you were well versed in the art of cooking, too. It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us. If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few words of guidance for my practices in exorcism?
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we could start by discussing...
Whoa, there's so many people here.
Yeah, 習いたいね。
All we knew was that Hutao invited Zhongli over. Paimon never thought we'd be meeting so many old friends.
そしてフータオがいないっていう。
Happy Lantern Ride, everyone!
配当さえ尽くして。
Likewise. Please take a seat.
はい。
Happy Lantern Ride! Are you having fun?
なかなかの収穫を得られた。
Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this. I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever, and Yoonjin's gonna help her.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration, which in turn gave us a bit of a headache.
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Watching you eat was enough for me. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Xiangling with eating my share too.
Xiangling came up with a new recipe.
かわいそうだから。
Let Paimon try! See, someone here knows how to encourage people. Thanks, Paimon. Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli too. He gave me lots of useful pointers that really drove it home for me. Oh, so that's what you were talking about before we arrived.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation naturally revolved around cooking. Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices are comparable to a melody dancing on the tongue. My suggestions were nothing more than the icing on the cake.
Oh, the two of you always deliver. Now I'm getting embarrassed. Anyway, I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the recipe based on Mr. Zhongli's advice.
That sounds like it might become a little safer to eat.
How about I sample the dishes next time?
Speaking of
今まで安全な
eating,
食べ
I
物
feel
じゃ
like
なか
we're
っ
missing
た。
someone. Oh, Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here. And where's Guoba? Oh, Guoba volunteered to help Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept Hu Tao's invitation. As for Hu Tao...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and host you for the time being.
誰?
Seems like it's almost time.
Huh? Hu Tao went to fetch someone in person? Oh, that must mean they are super important. Could it be... Kuching? Ningguang? Or Captain Beto?
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry into the details, could I?
上司風太って面白いな。
We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right? Right? Good thing the Conqueror of Demons and I are both as swift as the wind.
いや、なんかそんな気はしたんだよね、今ちょっと話聞いて。だって、びっくりびっくりびっくりびっくり。
Oh. I see. So the important guest is the Conqueror of Demons. I've been looking forward to meeting you.
二人会うの初
The
めて。
director didn't
いや、そんな
mention
ことないか。
anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise.
ショーっ
Gathered
て
here
勝
with
利の
us
こと
tonight are not only young
ガ
and
オテイ君って知
accomplished
らないよね。
individuals, but also the protector of Leo's peace, Adeptus Alatus. To convene here with all of you is indeed a great honor.
なんか、ボージョル館の思い出をさらけ出そうとしてる。
It's almost Lantern Rite. Yet you took all the trouble coming here.
あ、テイ君、あ、知ってるんだ、知ってるんだ。
The director has a way of making it difficult to decline.
Rex Lapis, may I ask what troubles you?
The director asked me to buy sesame oil in preparation for the celebrations.
Huh. Then why would you come all the way to Wangshu Inn?
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yenshao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here's some matsutake and a portion of ham.
Matsutake.
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame. I couldn't find the kind the director was looking for.
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Zhang... Sir.
There he goes again. Enough with the pleasantries. Go let our guests take a seat. Everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one another to some extent. Some of us are even old acquaintances, so there's no need to be this formal. I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are pretty close, no?
古い付き合い、まあ、古いかわかんないけど。
You two sit together.
勝利
You
先生
should
ほ
take
ど
a
はね。
seat too, director.
Oh, finally remembered me. When we arrived just now, the host at Shinyue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing. Let's not wait any longer and ask them to bring out the food.
もうあるで、目の前に。いいな。
Paimon would have never guessed the person who Tao went to fetch was Xiao.
Oh, that's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends with the Conqueror of Demons.
You know Xiao Chu?
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. I've always looked up to him.
なんか意
You
見
might
合
not
わない
know
み
this,
たいな話
Paimon,
してたよね。
but we exorcists have worked in close collaboration
So,
with the
so, so,
Conqueror
so, so,
of
so.
Demons for many generations, dispelling evil together, both
な
in
ん
the
か悪かっ
open
たはず。
and from the shadows. Hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet him. Conqueror of Demons, I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet the legendary Conqueror of Demons. Changyun has brought that name up quite a few times in the past. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance of exorcists.
こらこらこら。ちょっとまだそこまで場が温まってない。
He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-off. I didn't think we'd have the chance to meet again. Happy Lantern Rite.
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person. I'm Xingqiu, Shangli and Changyun's friend. The pleasure is all mine.
Whoa. Everyone's getting all formal and polite all of a sudden. Paimon doesn't know what she should say anymore.
それな。
Adeptus Xiao, mighty conqueror of demons. Please accept Paimon's greetings too. Belated happy lantern rite.
すごい不安そうな顔だけど、しますだぞはさすがにおかし
Tried
い。
very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon.
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. Too much formality kills the atmosphere. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshells.
What's your true intention then?
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky, bidding farewell to the past and embracing the present with joy. And that is something our consultant would say. I think it deserves a standing ovation.
パチパチパチパチ。
Indeed.
何も言ってないがみたいな。
Exceptional acting skills, Director.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year, whether traveling or guiding, cooking, helping with the family business, exercising evil spirits, or conquering. And of course, our consultant, who's been helping out at the parlor every now and then. Everyone has done some pretty amazing things. As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that I'm the one most deserving of praise.
Huh? Sounds kind of self-important, but Paimon thinks it's pretty amazing that she managed to talk Xiao into coming. He rarely ever enters Liyue Harbor after all.
いや、ほんと
It
それ。
wasn't as complicated as you think.
どうやって少しまたボーチョル間の思い出を語ります。
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss lady.
It's not boss lady, just boss. And there she goes. What a lively girl.
Conqueror of demons, Adeptus Xiao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn, hero of Dihua Marsh. I know you're there.
Quiet. Do not disturb the peace.
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would you?
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Is there something you need?
That does sound like one of Hu Tao's antics.
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pestering him?
There might be other reasons.
Smart guess.
Huh? There's more to it?
It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the guardian yakshas. You know, just to be sociable.
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. Humans couldn't escape from the torment of the plague, nor could they. The Adepti vanquished the demons, the Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible for purifying the diseased and sending off the spirits of the dead. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented further incidents from happening.
That's right. 1 point for the consultant. But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him.
もしかして行商による影響
You
を心
know
配
him
して
pretty well, huh?
This matter is out of my control, so I need to be cautious.
True, but I've kept that in mind too. That's why everyone here today is in one way or another acquainted with elemental power. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as we dine together. There won't be any lasting consequences.
But I didn't expect there to be so many people.
There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Demons. We're not feeling anything unusual so far. Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy, so he's probably
Pure
the
yang
most
energy.
resilient.
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh? What?
Fighting with Changyun. I saw that too. You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that, he'd definitely make you eat all your carrots.
Huh? Guoba would do that? Is he that uncompromising? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba used to be the stove god.
It sounds like you've heard the rumors.
今日口数が少ないけど
I'm doing
大丈夫
fine. Not long
今
ago,
は師匠ない
before Lantern Rite, I met an old friend. Thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before.
食べれないものがあったらパイモンに
Wait, what?
Seeds of story.
ああ、ふ
And
と
cultivated by time. Did Paimon just unconsciously complete that saying? That voice. Could it be?
誰待って誰だ
If I'm not mistaken, there's someone knocking at the door. Don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go welcome our guest in.
No such need. I'm coming in.
誰新園ちゃう
You
Oh.
finally Hello, hello. No matter if we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter. Old friends and new. Happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, it's the tone-deaf bard.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever he goes. It looks like we're gonna be friends. Fate has brought us together, so come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them for another set of cutlery.
This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising sun. She no doubt is the one with the most authority here. Whoa, these dishes look amazing. Is it really okay for me to join in? All right, I'm digging in.
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genyu?
マグラダマ先生じゃん
Genyu?
あ、やばいやばい
Yep. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan of Genyu's works, aren't
空気
you?
読んだ
I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention. How I wish we'd met sooner. I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genyu's new novel as thoroughly as I could.
Venti, you're
えってい
being
い
too
よ
humble.
ね
Considering your poetic talent, your fundamentals are way more impressive.
最近全然使ってないや
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
俺の知り合いでもある何この見つめ合い
Yeah. Xiao, you remember me too, right? We had a chat not long ago.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Monsters
子供して
become
ない
more active than usual as we get closer to Lantern Rite. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago when I happened to run into this.
You've already forgotten? I'm a bard, remember? And bards go around singing wherever they like.
Oh, right.
敵歌手
And this bard was performing in Dihua Marsh. It was a moving melody, and it made me feel relaxed and at ease. I couldn't help but stay and listen.
Thank you for your patronage.
なるほどそういうことだったんだ
I understand now too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It's a pleasure to meet you, new friend.
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything unsatisfactory, let me know anytime.
That's very considerate of you.
No wonder. Only a boss as savvy and reliable as you would be able to hire such an impressive consultant.
Oh, you're too nice, Venti. Not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across the stars and the land, and there's nothing throughout history that he doesn't know. From the sophisticated way he speaks, it's hard not to suspect that he could very well be an adeptus in disguise.
大体そう
Xiao, you're an adeptus.
大
Do you
体
think
そ
it
う
might be possible?
Sorry. I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in that matter.
Really? But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable.
パイモン刺して。
Huh? Oh! Right! Xiao's a warrior. He doesn't come to the city very often, so it's, pretty normal for him to not know anything.
Eh? Really? I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli
今
before.
日大変やな。
The guests in the tavern talked
ね。
about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's
この取り
finest tavern,
繕われた
ordered a cup of
宴会
hot
つらい
tea
な。
with the most complex name.
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed is a musician like yourself in Mondstadt. I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the best bard in Mondstadt.
Now you're making me embarrassed.
褒め殺し大会
I
始まっ
would
てる。
say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run-of-the-mill sometimes. There's one I heard a while back that went, The old house is renewed, welcoming the spring breeze, awakening old memories. The meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative, and there's a distinct lack of literary flair.
I think so too. The composition needs a little jazzing up. If I were to give it a go, I'd make an old melon on a vine, a new flower that grows fine.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has a nice ring to it.
You have great taste, Venti. I was right about you. Let's shake hands.
Of course.
似てる。
Hey, Shincho. Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some well-written ones. I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I couldn't tell the difference between those two.
I don't think it's your fault.
Chongyun's right. It's not our fault.
パイモンもあだ名をつけるため勉強し
you
よう。
have a point. But speaking of, why is the tone-deaf bard here? Are you here to take part in Lantern Rite too?
I heard that Liua will be hosting a Lantern Rite music festival this year. As a musician myself, how could I possibly resist the temptation to come take a look? Getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking inspiration, don't you think?
音楽祭の開催は臨時で決まっ
As
た
for
も
the
の。
Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stone Gate the other day. The Iridescence tour has finally been held successfully for once, so I had to congratulate him.
ありがとう。彼もきっと感謝
Don't
してる
think。anything of it. By the way, I was watching as you entered Shinyue Kiosk, but no one seemed to notice me. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or that a certain someone deliberately ignored the sound of...
Whenever Lantern Rite comes around, Leo, people are all busy watching the lanterns and strolling around the shops, and they might just go travel somewhere on a whim. It is rather difficult to predict another's whereabouts. The festival is in full swing and proceeding smoothly, and we're all gathered here with friends, new and old. This is no doubt a wonderful occasion worth celebrating. To come together with all of you at the beginning of the year, one can't help but be filled with joy. In a moment like this, I propose we raise a glass together.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. That was exactly what I wanted to say. Now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that, did I? We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt, but since Mr. Zhongli insists on drinking tea, I'll give a toast with tea too.
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, I hope everyone enjoys the food and drinks. May this year be better than the last. Considering that everyone may have other matters to attend to later, sticking to tea seems like a good idea.
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts. Should we?
What's with the urgency?
お腹いっぱいになった外に散歩でもしない
Sure.
Have you two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air after a meal.
Paimon will come too.
はい、もうお腹いっぱいじゃないでしょ。
Yeah?
心配しないですぐ帰ってく
Okay
る。
then. Don't forget to come back.
なんか空気を頑張って読もうとしてた。ちょっとここは日本語がいいな。でこれでさ、一部の言語設定は再起動後にの一部の言語設定の部分かもしれない。
行くとしよう。お前は先に外に出ててくれ。
お前とあのウェンティさんだが。
ウェンティさん。
もしかして家の商売のつながりで知り合ったのか？
そうなんだ。君も僕の家のことは知ってるだろう。商売に関する機密はかなり多くてね。こういう宴席では大っぴらに話せないんだ。
ああ、やはりそうだったのか。
そういえ
超
ば、
かわいそうだな。
食事会が始まる前にどんな話をしてたの？何か面白い話はあった？
料理の話をしてたんだ。この前、勝利さんが行営層へ行った時に珍しい茶湯とごま油を手に入れたんだって。それで新しい料理に入れてみるといいって勧めてくれたの。
ああ、だからあの日あんなに長いこと帰ってこなかったんだ。もしこれが他の人だったら油は見つからなかったかも。次も勝利さんに行かせようっと。
勝利が油探しに行ってんの面白いな。
新たな友人はどうやら酒にかなり詳しいようだな。
いやいや、僕はただのお酒好きで、勝利先生ほどのこだわりは持ち合わせてないよ。今回出されたのがお茶でよかったよ。もし酔っ払って変なことを話しちゃったら、知り合ったばかりの勝利先生の前で恥をかくところだった。
まさか同種が招き入れた客だ。俺が笑い物にするなんてめっそうもない。
大人の会話だ。じゃ外に行くとしよう。
大丈夫か？
それはこっちのセリフ。
我には適切な言葉が思い当たらない。
人が多すぎた。
状況の問題ではない。
人が多すぎたよ、翔さんには。
1000人の中にも集まって語らうのを好む奴は多くいた。
そうなの？
時々皆を呼んでは酒や茶を飲むようなやつかな。我も何度か強引に連れて行かれたことがある。だが1000人にはそれぞれなすべき責任があり、そのほとんどが誇りを持っている。故に話も直接的なもので、こうも紆余曲折としたものはなかった。しかし今回は
みんな空気読んでたよね。分かった、全部ウェンティのせいだ。
そういうわけでは。やはり彼の正体を知っているのだな。なら気にせず言わせてもらおう。風神の性分は自由で気ままなものであり、それはあの笛の音にも現れている。このような神が人間と打ち解けるのはたやすいことだろう。ただそれは我には永遠にできないことだ。
ウェンティが眩しすぎたみたい。彼らを見習う必要はない。
お前が言いそうなことだ。我は別に気にしていない。これが我にとっての常であることは重々理解しているからな。故に稀にお前と普通に接していることを思い出すと、とうにも奇妙な感覚に陥る。
いい意味で奇妙な感覚。
風同士のこたびの正体はい
つからこんな
実に断りにくいものであった。
心開いてくれたっけ？
しかしここに着く頃には我も心の準備はできていた。あやつは
きっかけあったっけ？そんな
元素力に縁のある友人しか招待していないと言っていたからな。お前がいることも感づいていたんだ。だが他の客人については
予想できなし当たり前。
大将がよく口にしていた。
私も予想外だったあれは。
状況に応じて 楽しく振る舞い、予想外の出来事を楽しむと。それはこのような感覚なのかもしれない。
それ大事かもです。
あやつが言っていたのは周りのものに作った衣服のことを指していたんだろうがな。あれら衣服の作りは実に精緻なものだった。しかし着るとなると何かと不便でな。不赦のやつは深淵大将のメンツなぞ気にせずそれを身にまとうことはなかった。だが帝君はあの衣服がお気に召したのかかなりの数を所有していた。帝君が今身につけている衣服も深淵大将によるものだ。戦乱の渦中であれを着ている姿は見なかったが、まさか後になって袖に腕を通すとはな。
見つけた。あなたたちここにいたんだ。もしかして大事なお話中だった？
そんなことはない。何の用だ？
ちゃんと話せるようになった。
さっきフータオが店員さんに食後の点心を出してもらったんだ。でもあなたたち全然帰ってこないでしょ。それにパイモンがちょっとパニックになってて、点心が甘いのかしょっぱいのかもわからなくなってるんだ。
点心が食べられてるならまだ問題ない。点心ってあれか、あんこ入ってる肉まんみたいなやつ。
本当はね、ちょっと心配であなたたちの様子を見に来たの。小仙人少し落ち着かない様子だったから、ここの食べ物が合わなかったんじゃないかと思ったんだ。それで防除旅館に戻って元将に料理を作ってもらおうとしたのかなって。
そんなことはない。いらぬ心配をかけたな。
超風鈴両立で逃げるのは禁止。
そのようなことはならばそろそろ戻るとしよう。
そんなこと言うならもう帰るよって。
私が2人を探しに来たのはね、別の用事もあったからなんだ。ほら、
ほぼ何も話してなくない？
特別に2人のために持ってきたの。
これは杏仁豆腐。
そうだよ。前回の料理王決定戦以降、私と元将は好敵手であり友達にもなったからね。時々防除旅館に行って彼と料理について話し合ってるんだ。その時に旅館の最上階にいる客人は元将の作る杏仁豆腐が一番好きだって聞いたの。それで教えてもらったんだ。実はね、今回フータオがみんなを招待する前にこっそり私のところに来て誰を呼ぶのか教えてくれたの。で、どんな料理を注文すればいいのか相談されたんだ。だから前もって杏仁豆腐をいくつか作っておいてあなたたちに渡そうと思ってたってわけ。
杏仁豆腐食べ
いつもお世話に
たい。
なってるお礼にね。2人に用意するって知ったグーパーも熱心に走り回ってかなり手伝ってくれたんだよ。
シャンリンありがとう。それにゴーパーも
手間をかけさせた。だがそのような必要は
受け取りなさい。
受け取っておく。感謝する。それからグオパーにも
人間になってきた。
どういたしまして。
みんな
おっと、
人間じゃなかったものが。
私が作った杏仁豆腐は元将のと口当たりと味が違うかもしれないんだ。だからもし何かアドバイスがあったら絶対に教えてね。
ああ。
よろしくね。さてと、そろそろ戻ろっか。じゃないとパイモンが待ちくたびれちゃうだろうしね。
戻りましょう。なんか今回はほぼノベルゲーだね。
内緒話が終わったんだな。
何も戦ってないし、そんなに。
約束した
十分早かった。パイモンの感覚がおかしい。
のに。おいらのことそんな風に言うなんて。なら、お前の感覚の方が間違ってるってことを分からせてやる。それから、おいらの食欲に対する認識もな。お前の天心は全部おいらが食ってやるぞ。
あ、どうぞどうぞどうぞ。
待たせた。
平気平気。みんな雑談しかしてないし、これといって何もなかったからね。外で話していようが 部屋の中で話そうが別に同じだったよ。
ような同士はパイモンも少しは見習って。
おいらは食べるのに忙しいからな。お前の相手なんかしてる暇ないぞ。
そうだ、知り合い同士ではあるけど、せっかくのお祭りの食事会だし、儀式的なことも少しやっておこっか。
あ、もしかして何か特有の習わしでもあるの？
ないよ。でも縁起が良くなるように私がたった今作った思い立ったが吉日。さあ、まずは卓の上にあるコーラを使おう。おっと、ずいぶん長いこと火がついてたし、お香もつきかけてるね。じゃあここは一番身分のたっといお客さんに次のお香を焚いてもらおっかな。生々る天、新たな年の繁栄を願い、日々前へと進んでいけるようにね。
なるほど、いい願いだね。さすがフータ。ならこの場で一番身分のたっといお客さんは、きっと滑稽の勝利先生だよね。
逆転裁判のアングル。
僕は勝利先生の功績とかやってきたことに詳しくはないけど、さっき話した感じ、彼の見識と造形の深さはこの世界を渡り歩いてきた銀融詩人の僕でもあっと驚くものだった。もし知識が力となるのなら、勝利先生の力は果てしなく強大なものだろうね。
話のレベルで言えばやはり偉大な詩人の方が上だろう。俺はただ記憶力がいいだけに過ぎない。こんな何の変哲もない能力をこうも立派に語れるとは、その弁舌には脱帽する。そもそも誰が推薦してもいいのなら、俺はやはり同志こそが香を焚くのに適任だと思う。
もうダメだよ、それは上司に対する無駄なごますりだから。それにお客さんにやってもらうって話でしょ。主催者の私は選択肢に入らないよ。そうだ、美味しい料理をたくさん食べられたし、ここはこの場に唯一いる料理人のシャンリンにやってもらうのがいいんじゃない？
そうなの？でも今日の料理は私が作ったものじゃないよ。
そんなの関係ないって。ほら、シャンリンは
誰でもいいからみたいな。
仙人の弟子で、かまどの魔人と行動を共にする仲間。それに月夜祭の料理王決定戦の優勝者でしょ。しかもかの有名な料理屋万民堂唯一の後継者であり、この同志である私の古い友人の一人でもある。これでも足りないっていうの？
あれ、なんか称号がだんだん尻すぼみしていってるような。
拍手。
ちょっとやめてよ。なんだか恥ずかしくなってきちゃう。それならリーユエ校で最大の紹介の一つ、飛雲商会の次男坊の方が尊い身分なんじゃない？
いきなり僕を巻き込まないでく
この
れよ。
漫才。
おお、それもいいね。紹介の坊ちゃまがお香を焚いてくれたら、みんな新しい一年は大儲け間違いなしだよ。
はあ、そんなわけないだろ。それに儲けることも確かにいいが、体の健康や万事順調であることの方がもっと大事だ。
なんでみんななすりつけてる？
ここは邪気払いを得意とする超雲法師にやってもらって家内安全を願うのはどうだろうか。
まさか僕にまで飛び火するとは。ここには高魔大生がいるんだ。どう考えても僕にお鉢が回ってくるのは筋違いじゃないか。身分の序列で言えばここに1000人は高魔大生1人しかいない。なら絶対に。
断る。我はここで最も身分の尊いものではない。絶対にな。
まさか勝利先生を選ぶつも
ここにいる
りじゃん。
者の洞察力ならきっともう分かってるはずだ。
ほら、
ここにいる皆と縁を持つ者が一人いるとな。
こここっち？
あ、そうだぞ。お前っていっつもオイラのことをからかうけど、確かに人付き合いはかなりいいよな。ここのみんなとも知り合いだし。まずい。さっきお前の相手なんかしないって言ったばっかだったのに。
それは俺だけじゃない。
まだ他にもいたか？
パイモンもいるよ。
お前はオイラがここで一番尊いお客さんだっていうのか？急に
ちょろ。
僕は賛成だよ。なかなかいい人選なんじゃないかな。共に歩む仲間がいなかったら長い旅は果てのない孤独なものになってしまう。冗談を言い合ったり一緒に騒いだりできる友達がいればあらゆる景色は色づく。
ああ、旅人は諸国を旅し、素晴らしい功績をいくつも残した。しかしパイモンがいなければその物語は単調なものになっていただろう。お前の旅が平穏で順調であったのもパイモンの存在が大きい。
いきなりそんな褒められるなんて、おいらなんだか慣れてないぞ。みんな本気なんだよな。
最高の仲間だからね。このパイモンは最高の仲間を見るとカードゲームを思い出す。
ありがとな。さっきはおいらのことをずーっと待たせたけど、もう怒ってないぞ。
パイモン、そう気にすることはないさ。友人同士なら喧嘩をすることも当然ある。
ああ、確かにそうだな。
つまり旅人にとってのパイモンは私にとってのグーパーと同じですごく大切な存在だってことだよね。
うんうん。じゃあみんなパイモンで問題なさそうだね。
はあ。我も旅人の選択に異論はない。
じゃあこれで決まりだね。ではでは、世界で一番すごい旅人の最高の仲間であり
ちょろいよ。
ガイド兼親友のパイモンにみんなのためお香を焚いてもらおう。さあパイモン、マッチをしっかり持って手をやけどしないようにね。
パチパチパチパチパチ。この謎の拍手タイム多いね。夜遅くまでお茶を飲みながら心ゆくまでみんなとおしゃべりを楽しんだ。いいね。いいじゃないの。今年の回答祭。
さて、もうだいぶ遅いし、このままみんなを引き止めておくわけにもいかないよね。そろそろお開きにしよっか。
ごちそうさまです。
お茶もいい香りだったぞ。
私たちの間にそんなお世辞はいらないって。次また私がおごるときに付き合ってくれたらそれでいいから。お、もうすっかり暗いね。夜道は少し危ないから私はシャンリンと行く秋坊ちゃま、あとチョーンを送ってくるよ。残りのお客さんは勝利さんにお願いするね。
いやまあ、
僕は
あの人たちなら一人でも
これから
強いんで大丈夫じゃない？
船の上にいる友達に会ってくるから勝利先生に手間はかけさせないよ。君なら僕の言ってる場所がどこなのかわかるでしょ。もし時間があったら僕を探しに来てね。みんなと知り合えてよかったよ。春風がなびく頃また会おう。もちろん
北斗しか思いつかないんだけど。
また機会があったら一緒に詩を書こうね。
カズハ？いや、
さて、
違うよね。
じゃあ私たちも行くよ。ああ、そうだ。勝利さん、後で王城堂に戻ってきてね。頼みたい用事がまだあるんだ。
ああ、承知した。同志も気をつけてくれ。では
バイバイ。
次は
テイ君。
勝利でいい。今の俺はリーユエ校で一人の人間として生きている。民衆の中にいるしがない存在に過ぎない。日が昇ったら働き、そして日が沈んだら休む。身分で言えば勝利というただの凡人は高魔体制を敬い仙人様と呼ぶべきだろう。
そんなめっそうもない。
仙人様。
なぜお前まで。
憎しみ度
これは何も冗談じゃないんだがな。今年の怪盗音楽祭の期間中、お前たちは歌人同一神君、それから龍文釈風神君と交流したと聞く。きっとまた過去のことをたくさん知っただろう。同じことでも別の者が見れば違う様相を見せる。記録する者が増えれば同じ物語でもまた別の思いと姿が伝わる。以前ソラヤーというスメールの学者と古今について語り合ったことがあってな。故に彼女が研究している課題も多少は把握しているのだが、彼女が見つけた証拠とそこから得た推論を見るに、彼女が研究している内容はすでに事実に近い。ただ人も魔人も 多面性のある生き物だ。人間の文化に根付く伝説には、高きところに座す尊い者や心優しい魔人が数多くいる。だが俺や歌人同一神君、竜宮釈風神君、それから将や関羽のような者にとって、そういった属性離れした仙人や神は身近な存在であり、他愛のない話を共に楽しめる仲間でもある。今この時の光景はあの時と同じものだ。民衆にとって将は親しみにくい存在であっても、旅人からすれば違う。つまり一部のことについてはそう気にする必要はないということだ。
勝利様が伝えたいことは。
その様子だと大まかではあるが理解したようだな。さて、同志から皆を送るように言われているが、お前たちの実力であれば俺の同伴など必要ないだろう。
そう思った。
ちょうど夜景が美しい頃合いだ。俺も少し歩きたい。しばし歩いた後、同志のところには顔を出そう。うん。では先に失礼する。いずれまた会おう。
勝利、またな。みんな行っちゃったな。こういう賑やかな雰囲気が終わると、いつも心にぽっかり穴が開いたような寂しい感じがするよな。でもお前が一緒にいてくれるからよかったぞ。いやいや、一番尊いガイドのパイモンはずーっと旅人のそばにいてやるぞ。
これからも尊いパイモンには面倒になる。
分かってるならいいんだ。ショーはこれからどうするつもりだ？オイラたちと一緒にリーユエコーを見て回るか？
いや、ここで過ごす時間は我が想定したものをとうに超えている。町の灯火も悪くはないが、そろそろ帰らねば。今回は急なことではあったが、世話になった。
こちらこそ毎回お礼しなくていいから。
では。
で終わりなのかな。終わりっぽい。デイリーやってないや。まあ、ちょっとデイリーは別のとこでやろう。終わったっぽい。イエーイ。待って、これ会いに行けるんじゃない？ちょっと。北条旅館に帰ってきたんじゃない？いないっすね。いないっす。
さっき聞いたこと本当な？
まだだったっぽい。お？やっぱリザイベントやると、あ、いいね。やるまでは面倒だけど、そう。そうよ。いや、なんか今回、結構スムーズだったかも。そうさんといえばここにいるんじゃない？いないね。え、宝箱ある。え？なんか出てきたんだけど。
雪を前。リオナの特性。
股間奥義。みんなは俺が守る。
この幸運を大切に。
船にメンティいるんかなあ、よく覚えてますね。もう忘れてた。もう頭のキャパシティの中から超えてたよ。え、確かに、っていうか何の船？北斗の船だよね。あれ？今北斗の船どこですか？あ、ここね。こんな遠くまで行ってた。 あ、いた。あ、やっぱカズハなんだ。カズハとそんなに親しかった？おる。ちょっと世界任務受けときます。これはちょっとまた別の時に。ああ、これ船のやつか。去年もやったね。ごめんなさい、切っちゃった。
立派な船だね。潮風に吹かれながら空を悠々と飛ぶカモメを眺めて大声で歌いたくなってくるよ。カズハ、
主人公
ことこに泊まっ
カズハに似て
て
る。
銀融詩人として詩を読みたいんだけどいいかな？
ウェンティ殿の腕ならば問題ないでござろう。しかし拙者も含めてここにいる船員たちは死火の際に乏しい。言葉の中に隠された真意を読み取ることができるかはわからぬ。
そうなんだよね。知って
そんなこと言っちゃいけないよ。
評価する側も難しい。
心が感じるままに作るもの。
そうなんだ。
同じ景色や雰囲気の中にいる人ならきっと感じ取ってくれるさ。
優しい。
モンドにも港はあるけど船に乗る機会は少ないんだよね。そういえばこの船は欠点なんてないくらい素晴らしいけどただ一つ。カズハ、君の姉君に言ってくれないかな。僕は幼く見えるだけでもうとっくにお酒が飲める年だって。せっかく船の上で海の幸を食べられるのに美味しいお酒を楽しめないなんてそりゃないよ。僕のためだと思ってお願いね。いいでしょ？
それは拙者ではどうしようもないのでござる。
やっぱボスが
姉君が今
一番
船にいないからでは
大事
なくそもそもそれについては相談の余地がないのでござるよ。拙者でさえ食事時は酒を置いてない席に座ることになっている。
そうなの？
僕が飲める量は君とは違うのに僕本当にたくさん飲めるんだよ。
飲めますアピールするな。R 中だわ、本物の。本物ってわかんだね。これさ、いつもキャラクターいるよね。そのあたりに。シャーウェンティしかいないってこと？そんなことないと思うけど。ピンバーヤいない。いつもここにいるのに。みんな中心街のところにいるのでしょうか？こっちかな？モブキャラしかいなさそう。そういうもんなんでしょうかね。そうねよ。まあ見つけられたら別のタイミングでちょっと話しかけようかなって思います。今年いないじゃんマジで。すごいこれ。よし。万民ドにはいるっしょ知らんけど。ああ確かにいるかも。 支援たちはさっき話したので、安眠堂ってこっちね。勝利先生もいそうでいない。あ、ゴーパーがいる。あ、なんか勝利とゴーパーが話してる。
野菜は十分新鮮で、乾物も数が揃っている。まあ、お前か。
もちもちしてる。
ここで俺を見かけるのは、そんなに驚くようなことか。同志からの新たな仕事でな。祭りの期間中、シャンリンは店につきっきりで遊ぶ暇もないらしい。それを見た同志が、シャンリンに少し自由な時間を作ってやろうと、俺を何日かこちらに派遣したんだ。だがいざ来てみると、有能な旧友がいる。俺が手伝えることはなさそうだ。
デジタルな声だね。
旧友が野菜を運んだり火を起こしたりする姿を見ていると、なんとも心が弾むものだな。そうだ。竜雨釈風神君のからくり調理神器を借りて使ってみるか。置く場所がないと？そうか。
万民堂の料理を食べにいらっしゃい。中原のもべすぎたか。
シャンマいないっぽいね。リーウェ7世の皆様は上のところにいると思うんだよね。まあ、ええか。今日はこんな感じで、ええか。ということで、今日はここで終わると思います。いや、無事に終わってよかったです。この細かいイベント系は、また、終わってる。焦ったー。これはね、後でやらなきゃ。はい。また今度やろうと思います。ということで、ご視聴ありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。パパルシさん、ありがとうございます。シナさん、おつでした。ありがとうございます。では、バイバイ。